Hey, welcome back to Snapbolt Games. My name is Max, and I'm here with another Pauper League, and I am going to be playing Black White Soul Sisters again. So hopefully there's enough people still playing Pauper that we can fire off some games here. It's kind of the dead format at the moment. No bans for a while since Modern Horizons 2. CHATTERSTORM, Affinity taking over. Blue Black is still okay, but CHATTERSTORM and Affinity are everywhere, and this is supposed to be the anti-meta deck. But if you haven't seen the last league, go to my channel, check it out. It's youtube.com/snapbolt. And again, I just played Black White Soul Sisters in the last Pauper League on the channel. Um, Made a couple changes that I went over at the end of that league, so I'm going to try it again. This is supposed to be like the anti-meta deck in the sense that we have game against CHATTERSTORM just with all the Soul Sisters, which is good against them, plus Blight Priest, and then some good sideboard cards against CHATTERSTORM. And then against Affinity, we're just a fine deck, and we have 8 sideboard hate cards that are all incredible, can kill their lands, can kill their 4/4s and everything. So just 4 Dust to Dust, 4 Revoke. And then I added 1 Guardian's Pledge just whenever we want it. When they can't kill our stuff, we can just bring this in. But I'm pretty excited to get into this one. I hope I'm not going to have like 15, 20-minute wait times to get into a match. I saw some people posting that there was only like 100 active players or 130 or something in the Pauper League. So Pauper's dying. We need some bans. We need something changed. But I'm still going to try to play it here. I still like Pauper. And this deck is pretty fun. We're going to have triggers flying all over the place. So without further ado, let's just get right into round 1. I'll see you there. Well, we immediately queued up for a match, and I'm sorry about this glare here. Um, Man, this is bad. It's not usually this bad. The sun is just still out, but it should be down shortly. So I don't know if there's anything I can do. My curtains are closed, but they're just kind of thin. So sorry about the glare. That'll go away shortly, but let's just play first. Snap keep this hand. This hand is actually pretty solid. We don't have a black source yet, but that's okay. We don't need to cast this way yet. We have a bunch of other stuff to do. So let's just lead Soul. Sister, go. We're against... Okay, looks like we're against CHATTERSTORM. So now I'm probably going to go second Soul Warden plus Thraben this turn rather than Hawk. Because getting multiple Soul Wardens down is pretty good against them if they are going to combo. So I get to go Soul Warden, gain 1, Thraben Inspector, gain 2. And then if they go off, then I get to gain a bunch of life. And then if I draw a Swamp or a Black Source for this, then they can just never combo. And sometimes they don't even have removal in the main deck, so we'll see if we can beat CHATTERSTORM. Definitely CHATTERSTORM though. There's no question really. Another sister. Okay. I could play a third sister. Makes my unicorn better as well. It's more mana efficient to Hawk, but I think I want to just attack and then play a third sister. Because then if they just CHATTERSTORM, I'm going to gain like so much life. Already go up to 25. And then again, if we just draw any untapped land, even plains, then I can just play a 6/5. That's pretty good. I mean, they might... I don't know. Okay, now this is good. This is good. Okay, I'm just going to Suture Priest. And then if they go off, they lose a bunch of life, and I gain a bunch of life. So that should do it. They might just never try to combo because of all of our sisters here. So we'll see. It also looks like we're just Weber's deck because we're just mono white at this point, but Tap Needle Manamorphose. They can't even make 12 squirrels or they die to this. So they're gonna need some type of hate. Okay, they have Duress Main for like the mirror and it's decent against Affinity, but again, I don't think they can win because if they made 12 squirrels, that's 24 power, and then they'd get drained for 12. I guess if they play like multiple copies of First Day of Class, oh, they're just CHATTERSTORMing to not die here. Okay. I want to turn off auto yield. I'll reset these just so I can always yield to Suture Priest and it'll go a little bit faster. So always yield to these. always yes, always yield to this, and then always yes, always yield to the priest. If I was F6, which I was, I wouldn't be able to set this trigger and I'd have to click for it every time. So let's just do it correctly. I will still have to stack my triggers because it's different from different creatures, but now it'll go faster. And they still get drained for a bunch, and I can't attack yet, but then I can just Blight Priest when I find a black source or a unicorn, or even just start hawking here, so still looking good. Gaining 3 there, losing 1 for every squirrel they put in. They only have 3 cards left. This is kind of why this is the anti-meta deck right here. We do suffer against sweepers, so we're going to have to watch out for those in game 2. But we have 3 duress. Unearth. Okay, it doesn't do anything. I'm not going to offer like a trade of Thraben for a squirrel, so I'm just going to play Hawk, trigger a bunch, and then get more Hawks. Fortunate that we haven't drawn any Hawks yet. It's always crappy when you have a Hawk in hand and you draw another one. Okay, and then I'll just pass. They're at 6, but I don't have attacks to their squirrels, so they just had to do that to basically like not go any lower. And now with only 3 cards, I'm just, yeah, I'm not scared of anything really. Sure. I could Hawk here, but this seems good to me. Now there's just like no way. I don't think they're going to have any Wraths main, so we can just hawk them down now. Yeah, they concede. Nice. Okay. We bring in these 6 cards. And if you're just playing against Chatterstorm and Affinity all day, is it even that fun? Also, do I want just like a Guardian's Pledge just to like attack and then pledge? I mean, maybe. Unicorn does seem pretty bad. Like, I guess it's a quick clock, so it does something. But is it? It might just be a slower clock than Pledge, because if my board is just like 4 creatures or something, they might just be like, okay, I don't need to combo yet, like just like last time. Or they combo and then I can just Pledge. It seems better than Unicorn. It seems like just a faster clock to me. And I do want Knight's Whisper to draw into my Duress and Echoing Decays. So this Silver Quill Campus I think is a nice one. It just gives us 1 more black source and also a white source. It's like, yeah, it's another tap land, but I don't really want a second bog, and I do want to keep my white source count high for all these white 1-drops, and I think this is the best option after Scoured Barrens, because this triggers our life gain stuff, but having 1 campus could be nice in certain matchups, like against blue-black. This looks fine. Now we do want to see a black source even more. Obviously, Duress and Echoing Decay are both really good. They snap mulligan to 6. This hand's not that great. I have 5 lands. It's like too many lands and just a Blight Priest. I do have a hate card in Duress. Thinking I should just keep because I have a lot of good draws. If I draw any like priest, I'm actually kind of off to the races, but it just might not be good enough. Let's just try to do better. I think I'm supposed to keep this on 6. They mulligan to 5, but just going Soul Warden, and then if I don't draw land, I can Thraben, and if I draw land, I go Soul Warden into Priest. It's pretty sketchy. I'm gonna keep. Just put back a 4-drop. There's no way to discard Battle Screech in this deck, not like the red-white versions of Bully, so land. Okay, well, that wasn't bad for being a non-land. Kind of wishing I had my first hand, but okay, Seal of Fire, sure. That was a good draw. Nice. So I'm going to attack. I actually might. I guess I should play another Soul Warden because they might just Seal of Fire here. So we'll see. I think I should play another one. Yes, I could get Wrath, and then they would still have this. but I still think it's worth it because if I don't play this, then they can go Seal Fire, kill this one, then go off, and I don't have any Soul Wardens in play. So this makes it harder for them to just kill my one thing and then go off. But that was obviously a perfect draw, the Basilica. They're on a mulligan, so they might just not be able to go off yet, yeah. Like, I'm not sure exactly what they're waiting. Why didn't they just Seal a Fire or Soul Warden? But I'm probably going to go attack and then Duress plus Priest if I choose to Priest, but let's just lead on Duress. I think that's better than just, if I slam Blight Priest and they just go like Cannonade or something, that's really bad for me, so just Duressing seems good. I think I should just take first day of class. Just makes sense to me. And then I'll just Suture Priest because it's mana efficient. Gain some life. And they can kill the Suture Priest with the Seal of Fire. Yeah, they're just killing it now. It's fine. And then I can Blight Priest. Or I can Battle Screech. So their hand is Morphos, Morphos, Dark Ritual. I mean, I might as well Blight Priest first. And then I just can trigger all these on the following turn. I can even go Blight Priest into Thraben. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. If they have a Wrath here, it's annoying, but they would have had to top deck it. And they would have to Dark Ritual into the Wrath as well. So now I'm just draining them here. This matchup just seems really good for us, honestly. They could have some hate, and they mulligan to 5. And I mean, they can always just win on turn 2, so there's that. Also, we have 6 sideboard cards for one matchup and 8 for another, so we're very targeted. All right, they're just gonna fire off Manamorphose, I suppose, because they like don't have any more time. So they're gonna try to find Wrath, maybe, or maybe they already found it, but they need Cannonade here. All right, they fired off both Morphos and the Dark Ritual. There's a third Manamorphose. Rite of Flame. They might just, I wonder if they just play a relay here. First day of class. They learn and then concede. They discard Peatbog. I think they were just trying to find the answers to the our quote-unquote combo, but that was destruction of Chatterstorm right there. So sweet. I'll see you in round 2. All right, round 2. We're on the play. This hand is close. It just needs another land. I just don't think we can keep this on the play in the dark. It's just mulligan. All right, well, we can't keep a Basilica only hand. This sucks. Let's go to 5. Jeez, there's nothing we can do. We have plenty of lands in the list. It's just, this is just variance here. So we gotta go to 4. We had none of these were keepable hands. Hawk could get us out of this though. I have to put 3 cards back. So definitely 1 Soul Warden. I think Thraben. I wonder if I just keep Hawk plus Unicorn. That doesn't really make sense to me. I think I have to just keep Soul's Attendant plus Hawk. I don't see why I would really keep Unicorn. Just sucks we had to mulligan to 4. I mean, this deck should be consistent. We just didn't draw lands at all, so that could happen to any deck. So this sucks, but oh, Affinity. Okay, well, we're all about game 2 in this matchup anyway. Just gonna start hawking. This is a good way to get out of a mulligan to 4, though. Like if we draw a land next turn and then just go Soul Warden plus another Hawk, it's actually just like just undo our mulligan here. I mean, I know we're just playing 2 mana 1/1 flyings, but we're playing a lot of them. So yes, and yield and hit for 1. And this is still going to be tough, especially if we don't draw lands and we're just playing a Hawk every turn. That's all we're doing. It's probably not quite going to get there. At least we have 8 sideboard cards though, but if we lose this match, that shows you the power of that deck. Like, you can bring 8 sideboard cards for a deck and still lose the matchup. Yes, we mulligan to 4 in game 1, but still, it does show you like how good a deck is. I mean, obviously, I think we're decently positioned post board, but we could still lose absolutely. Um, Even with 8 sideboard hate cards, I mean, we could mulligan to 5 in games 3 or 4 and just not draw any of our 8 sideboard cards. So it's a real possibility. Okay, yeah, I thought it was gonna be a Mirror Enforcer. I was right. Just the Salamander version. Okay, let's just play our stuff. Not gonna play around any type of Wrath or anything. We could still win this game on 4, which is pretty cool. Attack with some birds. Put them to 15. We're going to Delta Sanku. All right, another Enforcer. Oh, Gear Seeker. Okay. We don't have a black source yet. I'm wondering if we even need like one more black source. I don't know. We have like 12 black sources or something. Can definitely take 4 here. I'm going to be gaining a lot more life. Ooh, nice. That was a great draw. Just going to slam that. Doesn't get out of Galvanic Blast range, but wouldn't have anyway. Okay. Still like playing that over Hawk. If I can get a Blight Priest down, that's also going to be good. Okay. Hit them down to 12. The thing is they're hitting for 9 a turn here, especially if they have more blockers for our sisters. Then that gets kind of rough. They only have 2 cards, though. No Thought Casts yet. Now they're probably going to cast 3 Thought Casts this turn. Okay, another 4/4. I'll be able to start chumping at some point, at least these 4/4s. I know this can gain unblockable, but they have only 2 cards left and they're at 12. Like, if I Blight Priest, drain for 2, it's going to be great. Okay. I think I should just Hawk, gain 2 life, attack for 3 in the air, pass. I think that's better than cycling Unearth. I can cycle this next turn. I can at least block with this Hawk if I choose to. Also hitting them down to 9 here. And if they attack with everything again, I can start attacking with my sisters too, potentially. Especially if I draw another blocker. There's the Thought Cast into another Enforcer. We're up to 22 though. If they attack with everything, I'm just going to take here. Yeah. Because I might attack with everything too. I'm taking 8, 13 damage down to 10. And then I can just block 2 Enforcers next turn, maybe. I think I should just take this turn, though. They have 2 cards in hand. And there's a Soul Ward. Nice. So I could go Soul Ward and go up to 12. Attack with everything. And then we hit for 5. They eat a Soul Warden. Then I have 1 blocker back. They could have another Galvanic Blast to kill me, though. Because I'm at 12. And if they just blast my blocker, then they have like 17 power of attackers. I'm wondering if I should just attack with the Hawks and then leave all the Soul Wardens back to block. But then I don't kill next turn either. I think attacking with everything is correct. Let's start by cycling this. And then I'm going to play a Soul Warden now. That would have been good. So we go up to 12. So I could just say I hope they don't have Galvanic Blast, attack with everything. Because then I have a 2-turn clock myself. And if I just go chump here, take 8. Oh, then I'm still taking 13. So I can't do that. All right, I have to just attack with Hawks. I have to draw Ashburns or Swamp for this, but 8, 13. Yeah, I can't attack with everything. Jeez. Okay, well, it's pretty good. And I have to block two things, take a bunch of damage, and then I just die. Well, opponent's draw wasn't that good, but we did fairly well considering it was a mulligan to 4. Okay, they had a fling. I figured that could have been one of their cards actually. All right, let's get these cards in. And what isn't as good? I think Unicorn actually is good because if we are able to ever get it out of range of Blast, they just like kind of have trouble dealing with it. I like setting out a decent number of life gain payoffs here. And just being more of like a mid-range deck. I mean, Unearth's actually pretty good too with Unicorn. Can side out like one. Or was I just gonna side out Suture Priest entirely because it's like kind of weaker? 4 Night's Whispers is also kind of a lot in this matchup, but it does help me find all my Revokes and Dust to Dusts. Again, I want to side out all these life gain payoffs. I guess I could side out a couple. Maybe I side out a couple Blight Priests, considering I'm siding out so much life gain payoff. And then keeping like, I could keep in a priest or two. I mean, these also get worse because I'm siding out some of the 3 drops. I mean, Blight Priest again, because I'm going down on the life gain payoffs. I just don't want to have so many like Soul Sisters and stuff, and then they're just gonna have like a bunch of wraths for me. I think this is fine. 1 Unearth, 3 Blight Priest, and then some life gain effects, just for 8 removal spells. We still have Unicorns, which can still get out of hand potentially, but mostly we're just gonna win by Revoke plus Dust to Dust. Just basically try to exile all their lands and or 4/4s. All right, I mean this hand doesn't have any hate cards, but I'm gonna keep it. We still have 8 in the deck that we can just draw into, and we have good mana. Plus like just Soul Sister plus 2 good payoffs. So I think this hand is a keep. Again, it's not great, but this is exactly what I'm talking about though. Like I think I'm supposed to keep this hand because I think it's good enough, but we could certainly lose, especially if we just don't draw any of our hate. Rogue? No. Unearth? I feel like I'm just supposed to play Basilica here. I mean, I guess I could just play Plains and cycle the Ash Baron, but I think I could just cycle Ash Barons now, play Basilica. I think this is just better. Just get my Basilica out of the way, and then I'll just have untapped lands for the rest of the game to be more efficient. Now I have the choice of, do I play Blight Priest or Unicorn? I'm not sure yet. I think Unicorn is better because once I grow it out of Galvanic Blast range, there's not much they can do. It's kind of interesting sequencing. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Star, sure. Another land. That's not good. So I can just Unicorn. It's a 4/3. And then they basically need a Gallop Blast for it, or I start growing it. I think that's worth it. I can also just Unearth Unicorn. Yeah, let's just jam. Maybe should have played Plains there, but I don't think it matters too much. Oh, I have to always yes to this. And then always yield to this. So now if they blast this, I next turn just get to go like Unearth Unicorn and Blight Priest. I like this black-white version of the deck. Like I feel like they're gonna blast Unicorn on their turn if they can. They have 5 cards in hand, and we still have 8 good removal spells, including 4 Dust to Dust in the deck that we can draw at any point, which is still pretty backbreaking, but once they like a Tog, it gets worse. Prism. Like, it's Dust to Dust would have been so much better, or Revoke, like, in the early turns. It's still going to be fine. All right. So they might Cart Clan right now and just sack 3 things. Looks like they're doing that. All right, Dust to Dust off the top, please. All right. Dust to Dust, exile these 2 lands would be nice. Otherwise, I'm just going to put my creatures into play. All right, let's just do that. I guess I could cycle an Earth, but I think I'd rather just do this. I guess I could bring back Soul's Attendant and then play Blight Priest. I mean, playing a 3/2 doesn't really do anything. I don't have that many life gain payoffs left. All right, let's just do this. Kind of sucks, but I think this is better than just playing a 3/2 that likely won't even get any bigger. Always yes, and then always yield. So now if they play creatures, they still get drained as well. So that's something. I guess that was the reason for playing Blight Priest first if I was going to take this line, but I didn't know that. I'm actually going to cycle Ash Barrens on upkeep. They play a 5/6. Not ideal for me. I'm going to cycle this to Thin. I was going to say probably going to draw Plains here. And that would have been correct. I think we're losing this game. Again, I could have mulliganed this hand, but we've also drawn a lot of lands. Brutal. This is why I think like this format's in such a bad place. Like you can bring all the hate you want and then still lose the matchup because the deck is so strong. All right, take 5. Do they have another creature? I feel like they do. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Mirror Enforcer. Okay. Drain. Dust to Dust. Dust to Dust. Exile both your 4/4s. Brutal. Well, this match was a pretty bad showing from the deck. So that's something. If I top deck Dust to Dust, maybe we have a chance, but yeah. I just should have mulliganed, I guess. We drew poorly from the opening hand, but maybe I just need to find Revokes and Dust to Dust, as funny as that is. I'm just going to take here. Because again, Dust to Dust exiling these might just somehow be enough. And I go to 9. I have to block 2 things. Oh no, I can just try to block this. Okay. I mean, they probably have a Galv Blast. Did I play a land? I might have forgotten to play a land. I don't think that's going to be relevant to the outcome, though. I have to block here. Go to 1. They're at 9. Echoing Truth, yeah. Okay. GG's. I guess I should have mulliganed. Also, because the Revokes and Dust to Dust aren't as good later, does feel pretty bad to bring 8 heat cards though in, lose the match, but mulligan to 4, and then don't find the sideboard cards in game 2. So what are you gonna do? And wow, we've been firing off these quick. I hope I don't lose this because once you get down to the O2 bracket, it generally does take longer. Oh, this is Ryuk, Brazilian streamer. He used to play a lot of Mono White Menace, but I don't know if he does anymore. I think this hand's Greetings, Traveler. I don't know if this hand is a keep. I think it's just too slow. It's just mull. All right, let's keep this. put back a Thraben. I think put back Thraben. I just like want to do my other stuff. I assume Ryuk's going to be on Chatterstorm here, but I have no clue. I think he could easily be on a Brew as well. Swamp, go. Okay, let's cycle, get Plains, play Soul's Attendant. And this is the downside of being two colors, but it's what it is. Cycle Ash Barrens for Island. Okay, it might just be blue-black. Okay, I'm gonna start by attacking. They could just trade a Spell Stutter for this if they want. Then I'm probably gonna go Night's Whisper right now, so they can't Spell Stutter my 1-drop. And then play a tap land. Pass. Thought Scour. Okay. Oh, Serpentine Curve. It's blue-black curve. That's actually a decent deck in the meta right now, too. Because you can play Echoing Decay, you can play Echoing Truth, and they don't have a land. Ooh. I don't think they have Spell Stutter anymore. So that's good to note. I kind of want to Night's Whisper again this turn. Start by attacking. I also don't want to play into Echoing Decay. So keep that in mind too. Now I'm going to lead on Whisper and see what I draw. Draw nothing basically. It's just Soul Warden. They can't have Spell Stutter Sprite plus Serpentine Curve, can they? They cast down. Okay. No lands from our opponent. Wow. Oh no, they did have a land. For some reason I didn't like notice that. Okay. So they probably have Counterspell up here. I'll start by attacking. I don't think I want to play Battle Screech this turn. I'd rather play out all my other stuff. So I think I'm going to actually start with land into Light Priest, and if they counterspell it, then I'll just unearth it. Yeah. Because I know I can resolve unearth right now. So now they just need another removal spell, which they likely have, but it's still worth it just to get this into play, I think. And then next turn I can like maybe get a bunch of creatures into play or keep playing more Night's Whispers here. Preordain, okay. Maybe they need removal. I've gotten pretty lucky against Ryuk. I haven't played him for months, but I've gotten pretty lucky against him when I've played him in the past. He probably has another counter up here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to play a Soul's Attendant, because I don't know if they're going to... I could play either Thraben or Soul's Attendant into Battle Screech. I'm just deciding if I play Thraben, are they going to bite on a counterspell? I think I'd rather just play Soul's Attendant and try to make them counter this and then resolve Battle Screech plus flashback Battle Screech. And if they don't counter this and they counter this, I can flash it back next turn. Or play Thraben plus Night's Whisper too. So, seems fine. He might not have counterspell, and he might just be pausing here to, make me think that he could have it. But I mean, I'm just gonna jam my stuff. If this resolves, I'm gonna just try to jam Battle Screech. I'd maybe even rather resolve Night's Whisper anyway. So let's just play Ash Barrens. I have plenty of colored sources at this point. And if this resolves, I get to flash it back as well, which is just pretty nuts. So he does have the counterspell. Okay. It's still pretty good against counterspell though, because it has flashback. So they have to keep me off 3 white creatures like for the entire game. And they haven't played a removal spell on Blight Priest yet, which is interesting. He's also going to have some pretty good hate for us, I think, post-board. We can just bring in Duress. That's it. All right. This is actually pretty good. I wonder if he has Suffocating Fumes main, but I'm not playing around it. Just jamming. Soul's Attendant into Thraben into Night's Whisper. I like playing it in that order to try to draw out counters and stuff. I'm draining for a lot here. Echoing Truth to Blight Priest in response. And then they're going to counterspell the Blight Priest, I guess. But then they have to use another counter on that. Okay, it's fine. They obviously have Echoing Truth for Chatterstorm in the main. I think I should try to play the Blight Priest. Because if they don't have a third counter, it's pretty good. And they do, but sure. I can also just flashback Battle Screech here, gain a bunch of life. Seems fine. Always yes. And then Battle Screech. I guess I tap my sisters because I'd rather walk with the Raven if I absolutely have to. Nice. Battle Screech goes off with the Soul Sisters pretty hard here. I have card on the table, Night's Whisper in hand versus 3 cards for our opponent. A big curve isn't even necessarily that good. Okay, so they took Preordained Brainstorm and they binned the counterspell? Preordained Brainstorm into their hand, I think. They put Preordained Brainstorm into their hand, and then they cast Preordain and played Ice Tunnel. So that we know they have a Brainstorm in hand. That's their exile. Okay. So we know they have a Brainstorm. And 2 other cards. Alright. I think I start by Night's Whisper. But then if I miss on lands, I don't really do anything. I don't even get to cast Battle Screech. I think I actually just Battle Screech, flashback Battle Screech. They have Echoing Truth and stuff. Let's just start with Night's Whisper, actually. There's Hawk. Okay, that's actually better. Because I can just go play Hawk, get all my Hawks, gain a bunch of life here. I don't really want to just like Battle Screech, flashback Battle Screech into multiple Echoing Decays and Echoing Truths that they could have. So just Basilica, bounce Ash Barrens, attack for 2. I could attack with everything here. They get to eat Soul Warden, and they take 5. I don't think it's worth it quite yet. Might be. Think not. Because the Soul Wardens are still pretty good. We have like so many creatures in hand that we can play to just gain a bunch of life. Alright, there's the Brainstorm. Pieces the puzzle. Thought Scour, mill the 2 cards. Thorn and Ice Tunnel makes sense. Brainstorm Shuffle essentially there. Nice play. Into Pieces. Alright, they're card advantaging hard here. Nothing that good though. They put Dispel and Preordain. They put Dispel? I guess they don't want Snuff Out. And they play Ice Tunnel. So they have Preordain, Dispel, 2 blanks. Let's cycle, get Swamp. On tap. Ooh, there's Unicorn. Definitely want to play that. Let's go Swamp. Unicorn. I do just want to make this Unicorn, I think, as big as possible. I think I probably want to go Screech, flashback Screech here. Even though I can get Echoing Truth or Decayed, then I still have all the Hawks back, and then this is just massive. I can maybe even deal with a Serpentine Curve with my Unicorn. So this is just going to be so many triggers. And gain a bunch of life too. See if Moto can handle these triggers. Alright, so no Echoing Truth or Decay, please. I could easily have more copies of that though. So we have an 18-17 Unicorn right now. Not bad. They have a 5/5. And if they have to tap out for Serpentine Curve, It's not going to be that great. I'm also at 47, which is relevant against any type of like not fling, but whatever the black flings are. There's a 2 mana one where you sack it, and then there's a 3 mana one where it drains equal to your greatest power sorcery. They didn't play Island yet, but they have it in hand. They brainstorm, shuffled, preordain. I mean, they're doing the thing, but 1817 unicorn just too much. Sweet. All right, duress comes in. This is kind of why I like 4 duress. I wonder if Guardian's Pledge should come in. They're gonna have a lot of wraths, but might just be fine. Probably don't want it. They're just gonna have a lot of removal post board. Suture Priest just seems terrible, actually. It's just like a bad 2 mana Soul Warden. I mean, I could play around Echoing Truth and Decay a little bit, which I think I should do. Maybe I should do something like this. Because Suture Priest just really isn't doing any. Suture Priest has got to just be terrible. Alright, I'll just keep these in. I'll just try to play around the Echoing Truths and Decay. I mean, this is basically just Soul Warden, except just straight up twice as much mana, and I'd rather gain a life off their creatures than them lose 1 life, most likely, because I can just combo that with these anyway, so this is just so much worse than my sisters in this matchup. I don't think I want Echoing Decay, so just Duresses and a Guardian's Pledge for Suture Priests here. Keep all the Unearths. I guess they could have some Graveyard Hate too, but it's fine. Wow, our draws have been pretty awkward here. It's mulligan. Jeez. I wonder if I'm supposed to put back Plains. I think I only need the 1 Plains. I'd rather just have a bunch of mana to go with this Night's Whisper and my other cards here. Let's just do the thing. There's no way they have a Spell Pierce or something. This is going to be like a Thought Scour, yeah. Echoing Decay plus Fumes. Okay, good to know about Fumes. Thraben was also a good draw because I can go Thraben into Basilica next turn. Their draw was also pretty awkward last game because they missed their 3rd land drop, and then they drew out of it with their powerful blue cantrips, so... The curve of like 1-drop into Basilica into 3-drop is always like not too bad. Because in a way, these like bounce lands draw you a land. Because they get you up to more mana overall for the number of cards you have. Because we can get to a high mana value with only these 3 lands. We can make 5 mana with only 3 lands, which is pretty nice. Even if it is kind of clunky and susceptible to hate, still pretty good. Oh, there's a Guardian's Pledge. It's actually sweet. Alright. I'm going to attack. I think I will play the Blight Priest. It's just really mana efficient, and I can always play the Unicorn next turn. So, just wait on this Night's Whisper. I could see them countering this if they have the counter, yeah. This is looking fine for us. I mean, not great. I mean, blue decks are good. Ponder Preordain, busted. Brainstorm. Looks like they're just Preordain, Brainstorm, Thought Scour. Wow. Stormbound Geist to just stop our flyers, I suppose? That's weird. Okay, do I want to duress this turn, or do I want to just Unicorn make a 3/3? I think I want to Unicorn bounce land and duress next turn. I just can't, if I duress, all I can do is crack Clue, which is just not that good. So let's just do what we can do. Unicorn, 4/3, Basilica, attack for 2. This can only block flyers. These bounce lands, like I said, are solid. Yeah, we're a little bit slower, but again, look at how much mana we're getting up to without even having that many lands. They just might not have had anything here. Alright, this is going to be a good turn. I can only play 2 black spells at the moment, I think I'll just lead on duress. They have only 3 cards left. And then I can just unearth my unicorn, perhaps. Crack clue. Yeah, they have to counter that. Okay. Then let's unearth unicorn. Or should I unearth Blight Priest? I guess Blight Priest is just better, right? I guess it dies to like -2/-2 effects, where unicorn does not. I'm gonna unicorn. Because they could Echoing Decay the Blight Priest, but they can't the unicorn. They only have 1 mana right now. I guess I could have cracked clue before doing that. But just a slight missequence there from me. It didn't end up mattering at all. Yeah, the Unearths are just sick in this deck, honestly. They're not good against Chatterstorm, but they're good against pretty much everything else. With 4 Unicorn, 4 Blight Priest in the deck, like, you can try to always keep them in play. Make them answer those. 13-20. Thraben. It's a good draw. Let's lead on that. Maybe they counter it, maybe not, but we still have this Guardian's Pledge. We could just get him. It's Night's Whisper here. Nice. I am going to Hawk here. Let's attack for 2 and then Hawk. And then I can just go for the win next turn with the Guardian's Pledge if I choose to. Which I probably will choose to. I mean, if I can just hit for 12, I'm going to just do it. If they have a counter for this, that's insane play from them, but I assume they would just counter a draw too. This deck feels like it's like pretty decent. Like I would just... Okay, they kill both Ravens, that's fine. So we can't kill them next turn, but our hand is full of gas. Serpentine Curve and Thought Scour into their hand. It's an easy decision when there's no other choice. They Thought Scour now, or oh, this is a Gurmag Angler. Okay. And they have a blocker for Hawk that they could just choose to leave back. They don't want to trade 2 for 1. Now I'm just gonna go. We know their last card. Oh wait, what? Did they cast a Thought Scour? I don't like this over here. Oh, yeah, they cast Thought Scour, played Island, played Angler. So their last card is Curve. So I'm just gonna go all in here, play as much stuff as I can. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I guess the most board presence I can make is just Screech plus Hawk plus Flashback Screech, which obviously is pretty good. Screech, Hawk, and I think Soul Warden's still the last thing I would chump with, but it's not that, it doesn't really matter what I tap, I don't think. And pass the turn, and then just go for the Guardian's Pledge next turn before they can Wrath us. I don't want to see like a Preordain or a Brainstorm. I guess Brainstorm's not as bad, but Preordain is bad. We can just take 5 here. Just gonna attack and pledge. Yep. 15/15, no problem. Just go land. Attack with everything. I guess except this. Do I need to? Block 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they kill 1, it's still lethal. No reason to attack with Soul Warden. They just eat it with this for free. Okay, nice. Guardian's Pledge, sideboard, doing work. GG's Ryuk. Nice playing you again, man. Alright, 2 and 1. Let's go round 4. Alright, round 4 against Dragon 7K. Dragon was always playing blue decks when I played him or her before. I don't know what they're going to be on now. But Dragon, very solid player. I think I'm about 50% against Dragon. I've taken games off them and they've taken games off me. So I think it's up in the air. The fact that they're probably just a blue-black deck is going to be rough. Yeah, blue-black Delver. All right, let's just Hawk here. Having two hawks sucks, but nothing we can do. We don't have any brainstorms. I wonder if I should just play a Blight Priest next turn. Oh, wow. Oh, it's Mono Blue Delver. Okay. I'll take here. Are they going to Ninja? That would be aggressive. They do. Wow. Right, I'm going to Blight Priest and just try to trade for the Ninja then. Ooh, Soul's Attendant. Interesting, interesting. I think I need to Blight Priest and still trade for the Ninja because this is just like what you cannot let that deck do. So let's just resolve this. Hopefully they don't have Snap. I'm going to attack. I'm not going to chump with Hawk if they have Snap. But yeah, if they have a good draw, then there's nothing I can really do. They do have it. Well, that's pretty bad here. This is kind of what Mono Blue does, right? And all I have is a Basilica. Ugh. I have like no good blocks. I have to just go for this. And if they have Counterspell, then I can't beat a perfect draw from Mono Blue aggro. So, yep. Rough. I wonder if I should chump Ninja now. I almost feel like that I should. I just can't let them draw more cards. I'm going to try to. I can maybe win the long game. But I can't like just let them draw. That's just so detrimental for me if I just am giving them cards off Ninja. They've just been able to out-tempo me here. There's a Miscreant. They probably have Counter Up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. And I have an Unearth. Alright, let's go play land. Play Soul's Attendant. I have 2 Unearths here. Alright, let's tap 2 lands. Let's play Suture Priest, leaving it black, and then go Unearth. And if that... I don't think both of these will resolve. That's why I'm playing it this way. It's yes, yield. I could have gone for Unearth first. Unearth, Blight Priest. Yeah, they're going to spell stutter this. Okay. Drain them for 1 here. Nothing I can do. Always yes, always yield, and then Unearth again. And then I can just start hawking next turn. Always yield. Always yes, always yield. They're down to 3 cards. Now I might have to let them draw cards here and then just start playing hawks. I can't really trade my Blight Priest at this point, I don't think. No flip on Delver, that's good. There's the F1 mine we knew about. No Spiral Golems from them yet. So I could trade Blight Priest here, but I think I need this to win. So I have to just let them draw. If I draw a land, I can deploy all these hawks, but then I'm out of gas. 17, 16, but they have 5 cards in hand to my triple hawk. Oh, another snap. That is disgusting. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming they have another counterspell. Maybe not. They could have a lot of like spell pierces and stuff for Chatterstorm. They've only played 1 counterspell though. Yeah. And if they ever flip these Delvers, it's just getting pretty rough. Let's go land, Blight Priest, into Hawk, and they have it. Oh god. And we don't really have good sideboard here. They just picked us apart. Their draw was solid. 21-14. Could have attacked with Soul's Attendant there, but then they just trade for spell stutter probably. All right, that's it. Look at their board, and they just flipped on counterspell. Okay, that's enough. I guess I can just bring in all of these. I'm not sure if I can. I don't know really what to sideboard here. Unicorn is pretty bad against their bounce spells, but it also is like a pretty big thing. I could just side out some number of them. They might not even keep in their bounce spells. Priest is just a little bit clunky. Unearth is also, they're not really killing stuff as much. Yeah, they have counter spells, but I think siding out a couple Unearths is fine here. You can side out like 2 Thrabins. Maybe it's just not high impact enough in this matchup. I could side out all the Thraben Inspectors. I think I like this though. Let's try this. I don't think I want the Guardian's Pledge here. Maybe I'm supposed to. Alright, I think I have to keep this. I don't really have the good life gain payoffs here, but I have an Echoing Decay and I have 2 good 3-drops, 4 lands. I think I should just kill this on my turn, honestly. And then start playing 3-drops. Okay. Still think I should just kill this. Maybe I just save the Echoing Decay, try to get more value. Could just resolve a Thraben. And then if they go for Ninja, I can just kill the Ninja at least, just get it out of there. Maybe should have played a Scoured Barrens there, but I kind of want to save that again to trigger at least one of my 3-drops. So next turn I'll probably go Swamp, Blight Priest. Okay. Delver. Okay, yeah, let's go Swamp, Blight Priest, attack for 1. Could have done that in the opposite order, but whatever. Just easier to F6. No flip from Delver, that's good for me. And they're gonna Ninja here. I can kill the Ninja. I probably should kill the Ninja like while they're tapped low. They do have a land. They replay the Fairies here. Okay. Another Blight Priest. I mean, they could still have Echoing Truth in the deck, so I'm kind of scared to play another Blight Priest. I think it's safest just to kill this. It's just not mana efficient. I could go like, yeah, priests aren't even draining them. I guess I could go play priest, Scoured Barrens, drain for 2, attack with just Thraben. Alright, I'm gonna do that. Just hope they don't have Echoing. I guess I could have played, I should have played Unicorn. What am I doing? I was thinking I don't have a life gain payoff, but I kept one. That was a pretty bad mistake. I really needed to play Unicorn there, then I have a blocker for Ninja. It's probably going to cost me the game. We'll see. It's pretty bad. They have a snap. Do they have a second snap? I mean, if they have second snap, then playing the Unicorn wouldn't have mattered. Okay. That was actually just better because of that. I think I'm supposed to chump now. I don't want them to draw any cards. There's an Augur. They reveal of 1 mind. They can cast it. They do. And then they play a Miscreant. Okay. So let's go Echoing Decay this right now. And then I guess I just play Blight Priest. Pass. Their like 1 mana creatures are just better than our like 3-drops here. We just don't have the life gain payoffs. Alright, Miscreant. Would have been nice to have the Echoing Decay, but obviously I had to deal with the Ninja. So it turns out my misplay wouldn't have cost me. They would have just snapped my thing anyway. Okay, just attacking for 2. Duress. Alright, let's leave Duress. I'm going to play a 3-drop rather than Crack Clue, I think. They gut shot me because it's their only spell, or they have like, yeah, spell stutter sprite with a million fairies. Interesting. They're just gonna be able to spell stutter this. I don't think there's anything I can do. At least to stop that play. I mean, I could maybe still win this game, but it's not looking good. Getting hit for 4 in the air. They're not flipping Delver. They have a land plus blank. Getting hit for a lot. Go to 11. Hawk. Hawk is great. This resolves. It has to resolve because they would have flipped. Oh my god. They drew spell stutter at their draw. Never mind. I guess I would trade for Delver. Guess not. I really needed that Squadron Hawk to resolve. Now they're gonna flip on Counterspell and Gut Shot. Okay. Still super dead here. Mono Blue still a good deck too. I was thinking about actually recording with this. Is that lethal? No. Hawk. I think it's too late now. I'm at 3. I just don't have any life gain payoffs for this. GG's Dragon. Down to 2 and 2. When you go also this hard on like an anti-meta deck, then you struggle against some other just like more standard decks. So that was rough, but still a fun match. Just got kind of rolled in game 1, and then game 2 felt like I made a mistake, but I just don't really. I think the deck was just too strong. Their deck just functioned really well. I think Mono Blue is still just like honestly a strong choice, especially if you build with like some spell pierces or force spikes, just some extra counters for Chatterstorm in the main. Then you're good against pretty much everything that's not Affinity, and even against Affinity you have a chance just because you're a good Delver tempo deck with Counterspell. So 2 and 2. See you in round 5. Let's see if we can 3-2 this. All right. Welcome to round 5. We're against Alvo Just. Nice guy. Let's go. Let's. I was gonna say keep this hand, but let's not keep this hand. This hand is actually pretty bad. We're just not doing anything till T3. Let's just mull. Could have kept, but I like mulling it. All right, let's keep this. He says, "Hey people, MTGO with quality now by Milk for sure." I'll say thanks. All right. Let's see. I'm just deciding what to put back here. I could put back. He kept 7. I could put back one of my black cards. I mean, I can always Ash Barrens for a swamp, but then I can't even do anything on 2. I kind of want to put back Unearth. Yeah, let's do this. I like this line. Then I can just find a black source later for this Blight Priest, or maybe Cycle Ash Barrens for swamp, depending on what we draw. Oh, it's Tron? Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Oops, that was a misclick. I meant to play Soul's Attendant. That was a mistake. Well, we'll live with being down 1 life against Tron. I don't think it's that relevant. Okay, let's go. Soul's Attendant should be at 21. Hopefully we don't die Xaxes. And then I'll cycle Ash Barrens for swamp. Play Blight Priest next turn. Already making mistakes here. I don't know if the opponent's on Flickertron or something else. I assume they're just on Flickertron here. We have no hate for this matchup. Mole Drifter, God. Just the Natron. Why? Okay, well, I'll fix that later. Tron being Tron, absolutely. Just T3 Mole Drifter here. If they are Flickertron and they can just tutor a Wrath, we're gonna just this matchup's terrible for us. If they're Cascadetron, it's a little bit better for us, but it's still rough. Just gonna try to do our thing. Yield, pass the turn. Turn 3 Moldrifter is just so good. I can Battle Screech, Flashback Screech next turn, drain for a bunch, but that's honestly only so-so. Oh, one sec. Okay. I don't even know if he's going to attack. He does. That's kind of a bad sign. It means he's probably going to play something else. I can probably just go Screech, Flashback Screech here. Just another Moldrifter. All right, they get drained for 1 down to 17, but yeah, double Moldrifter is obviously pretty good. Falls. Sure. They can't find the dog. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, there's Moment's Peace. This is pretty rough. I am just going to Screech, Flashback Screech here. I'm not going to attack. I want to keep Blight Priest around. If they can't find Cannonade, I think that's how I win this game. So I don't care about their Moldrifters on the table as much about hitting for 3. I just want to keep Blight Priest in play, basically. So what? We just get to bring in Duress and that's it? I guess we can bring in Guardian's Pledge as well. Oh, we can also just bring in Revokes. Maybe we could even just bring in... I mean, they're going to have Bonder's Ornament as well. Could bring in Dust to Dust, but then if they just play Bonders with no other artifact out, it gets kind of rough. This gets me more value, though, against, like, multiple artifacts. We'll see. Might bring in, like, a couple copies of Dust to Dust. Right, they just slam Echoing Truth past the turn. Okay. Probably lead Knight's Whisper and then into Thraben or something else. Wow, attacking with both. And I guess they have the Moment's Peace, but... Alright, let's lead this. Because I could draw another Soul Sister. No. Alright, let's just go Thraben plus Barons. Just have to Battle Screech next turn. And then I get to hit for a lot of damage here. I mean, they probably have another Moment's Peace in their hand, I assume. Alright. Drain for 1, drain for another one. I think that's better. Maybe I should have cracked Clue this turn, but I'd rather have more mana next turn. I'm expecting Moment's Peace from hand here from them. Again, as soon as they ever find Mystical Teachings and they just go Teachings for Cannonade, I just lose. So, that's unfortunate. Can't block. Another Moldrifter? Wow. They're down to 11. Okay. Get to drain for at least 4 next turn. They have 5 mana left. Triple Moldrifter is pretty insane. I just never like playing this matchup from this side because, like, I just feel like the whole time, like, you have to keep playing, and I feel like you just don't really have a chance in the matchup. Probably going 2-3 in this league. It really sucked to lose to Affinity with 8 sideboard cards, but I think it was honestly my fault a little bit because I just kept a hand with no sideboard cards based on it just being a keepable hand. I mean, this feels like a Mystical Teachings from them, but maybe not. Is it a Stonehorn Dignitary? Yeah. I think they're trying to cast Stonehorn. They just cast nothing. Alright, let's just go Screech. Could have cracked Clue first, I suppose. But I didn't. Flashback Screech, pass. Crack Clue later. Not going to attack with Blight Priest still. Now Teachings here. Oh, Ephemerate. Okay. They go to 6, but they get to draw 4 cards. And I guess they go to 5. But if they have Cannonade in their deck, then yeah, it's rough. Tron being Tron here. There's no way they don't have Cannonade, right? In a Chatterstorm meta. Weather the Storm. I guess they're the life gain deck now. They're back up to 21. Okay. They Ephemerate, sure. 9 cards in hand. They've outdrawn us by, what, 12 cards here. Mnemonic Wall, get back Ephemerate. Yep. At least they keep getting drained for 1. We just need like the multiple Soul Warden into Blight Priest hand to win this matchup, I think. There's Bonders. They're down to only 7 cards in hand. I'm basically just like ready to concede whenever. All right. Let's just play our stuff, try to drain them out here. Can play 2 more Hawks. Oh, they have a prohibit and they didn't want to prohibit this. It's not a good sign. And shouldn't have played land first. Can't attack. The Ephemerate, get back Echoing Truth. Always yes. They're at 16. The Echoing Truth, sure. I mean, I'm up to 28. And they're getting drained for 1 every time they do that, or for 2. Still don't know if that's enough. Maybe they just don't care. They're back down to 14. I guess they can always just get back Weather the Storm. We'll see. They draw a card with Ornament. So Ephemerate is in their hand right now? Yeah. They attack in the air for 6. They can just Moment's Peace when we attack. Sure. They could also Ephemerate a Muldrifter and block, so I can't really even attack. Another Bonders. Alright. I mean, I can unearth a Hawk. It's probably better than cycling. This drains for a lot and potentially puts 4 Hawks into play if they don't have a counter. But they can just get back Prohibit, though. Yeah. At least I drain for 2, though. And then I drain for another one. So now I can actually attack and then force them to flashback Moment's Peace, but it doesn't really matter. I need the 1. I even only have 1 Bog instead of 2 because this matchup doesn't really exist that much anymore. They could have another like way to blink, but they only have 2 mana left. So I guess they have 3 mana, so they could Ghostly Flicker here, eat my stuff. They're just flashback Moment's Peace, okay. And then drain them for 2, down to 9. I can't believe I haven't been wrathed yet. Have they just really not found a Mystical Teachings in the top half of their deck? Maybe they only have 2. Or maybe they somehow like cut that card, but I don't really see how that's possible. They're at 9 though. They can't just flicker infinite here because of the combo. Bangrenmar, they go to 7. Okay, they hit for 6. Battle Screech? Unicorn, okay. Are they going to get back Prohibit and counter it? Go down to 5? Oh, their Ephemerit's in exile right now? That's the Moment's Peace. Okay. I'm just playing my stuff and F6ing. Yep. All right, we go to 27. They go down to 5. And if they Ephemerate on upkeep again, they go to 3. Yeah, they kick Prohibit. Sure. Then draw a card with Ornament. Again, once they find Wrath, it's just super over. But they can't flicker that many more times. They can only flicker 2 more times. They should probably get back Ephemerate still. They do. They're at 3. We're at 29. I'll probably just take a hit from all their creatures still. I guess they could find Rolling Thunder still. Maybe they just can't find Teachings. Do I chump? I think actually I do, because I don't think these Thrabins do anything else. I think it's better to just stay at a higher life total here, actually. Because they have Moment's Peace in the yard still. There's the Teachings for Cannonade. I guess it kills all their Mole Drifters, but doesn't really matter, I don't think. Again, it feels pretty bad playing this whole match, just knowing that this is like gonna happen at some point. I mean, I guess I can concede whenever. All right, that's enough. They still have a Fangren out. They have the main deck Affinity Hate as well. All right, Duress is coming in. I think I want Dust to Dust over Revoke. I think I do want Pledge. I can counter Cannonade, or I can just get them maybe. Unearth seems pretty bad because a lot of times they're not killing our stuff. And if they are, they're just wrathing us. Maybe 4 Dust to Dust is too many. Looks like they're disconnecting and coming back. Maybe I just want like 2 copies of Dust to Dust. Can't go too hard on that. And then just keep all the life gain payoffs, because that's, I think, how I win this. Just side out 2 Thrabins. Yep, this looks fine. Again, I think I'm like 25% in this matchup lifetime. I think I have won it for sure, but I've also lost it many times. You need like multiple Soul Sisters into Blight Priest and then just hope they can't find a Cannonade fast enough. Like they can't find Teachings or something, but again, it doesn't usually go that way. Good game, game 1. But I felt like we were dead the whole time. I'll see you in game 2. All right, game 2. Please don't nat draw me. Would you like to play first? Yes. Let's keep this hand. We even have the Bog. No bounce lands yet, but Bog is good in this matchup. Good to have. Wonder if I lead Tapland on one. I mean, I guess I do. Leading Soul Attendant into Tapland seems worse than leading like Tapland into Priest or something. So I guess I just Campus to start. And then I turn to Priest, and then we'll see what I do on 3. Go. I guess I could have led turn 1 Soul Warden, and then if I draw a basic, I can play a 2-drop, but now I get to play 2 spells this turn. Let's go Night's Whisper into Soul's Attendant. Oh, God. Oh, we're dead. That was disgusting. They're just impulsing right now. Oh, man. Like, maybe if we draw a Unicorn right now. God. That's pretty disgusting. We've drawn all lands this game. I think every single draw has been a land. So definitely not the best draws, but we also don't have Ponder and Preordain, so we did that to ourselves. All right, let's just play everything out and just hope they don't have a Wrath, because I don't think it's getting better for us. I think this hand was definitely a keep. I mean, we had a Knight's Whisper. And I just 1 and 2 drops, good mana, and bog. So I think this hand was definitely a keep. I guess I'll just bog them now. I could wait, but maybe I'll draw a bounce land. Just get those impulses out of there so they can't just like slam in a mnemonic wall or anything here. Could have played like a Scoured Barrens there, I suppose. Wow, they're just not doing anything? Alright, well maybe we get there now. Especially if they don't have Cannonade. I mean, if they have Cannonade, then we just get crushed. Drain for 2, and then for 3 total. Alright, they need to wrath us. 4, 7, 8, 9, so we have lethal. Wrath or no? They do. Okay. Oh, I should have scryed on upkeep. I was just F6'd. I'm gonna scry on their unset. First time I've activated Campus here. Well, I'll get back Cannonade. Gross. I think this is done. I mean, it's been done since they just are playing Tron. Scry. Guess we'll top, because we can get out of Cannonade range with that. And it's just a good threat. And I can just scry. I'll just scry now. Always yield. I mean, I could leave something up, but I'd rather just F6, honestly. Let's bottom this. I need to just maybe draw more draw spells because we know they have a Cannonade, so that doesn't really do anything. They're stuck on lands with 7 cards in hand. Evoke Muldrifter Ephemerate. That would be nuts. Just cast Muldrifter. Okay. Well, we have a 5/4. They're at 9. I think I should scry on upkeep here. I missed the 1 scry. Alright, let's... I mean, they have Cannonade, but I get to trigger my Unicorn. Maybe I should just bottom. I just don't want to draw lands. Guess forcing them to have to Cannonade's not the worst. It's just bottom. Brutal. They might just block with Muldrifter here. They have Ephemerate? They do. Alright. I'm just going to concede. I don't think we're winning. Just not going to happen here. They're just drawing infinite cards. Oh, I did not want to show this deck. Let's not you can pause and go back if you really want to see it. It's a green-white tokens deck that I was working on. Not done yet though. Not done yet. Okay, let's go to the list. I was working on it between rounds while I was waiting to queue there. So we went 2 and 3 in that league. Not a good result. I mean, we lost to Affinity. What are you gonna do? I guess you could have main deck hate, but we didn't have that. I think the deck is still fine. Honestly, I think the deck is good. I think our draws overall in that league were worse than average. I think the deck is fine. Again, as you saw, like against the blue decks, it can be kind of a struggle. Against Tron, you really don't have a chance. I think with this build specifically, against Affinity and Chatterstorm, you should have a pretty decent matchup. But this league in particular just didn't end up working out well for us. The deck is still fun. If you like doing this like Soul Sister type stuff, I think this is a decent build. I like 4 Knight's Whisper. I just have always liked it in the deck. I don't know if you want any cast downs or anything right now. And you can always just build a normal sideboard that's just not so targeted. Like you could just play 4 Dust to Dust, 0 Revoke, And then you don't need all this hate for Chatterstorm either because the matchup's already decent. So you could just play like one or two Echoing Decay, two Duress, and then you could play like a bunch of other just standard hate cards like stuff to counter the cannonades. You could just play stuff like Nihil Spellbomb. You could play like a second Guardian's Pledge. You could play random Monarch creatures. There's just a bunch of other options of other stuff you can play rather than just being so targeted here. But had a good time. Channel youtube.com/snapbolt. Give me a subscribe if you like the content. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time. Peace.